I'm just going to go through the use and formation of the imperfect tense here. So the imperfect is used to describe activities in the past. So something which has happened in the past, something that used to happen regularly. And it's used for when you're talking about something that went on for a long time. So typically in English, you would use used to. And it's also used for talking about something that you were doing when something else happened. And I'll go on to describe these in a little bit more detail. So firstly, a description of something in the past. So il faisait beau, the weather was nice. Le film était génial, the film was great. Le livre était ennuyeux, the book was boring. So these are states, these are descriptions of something which happened in the past. It's not like the perfect tense, it's not a one-off action, it's not a short action, it tends to be a longer action. And it is also used to describe something that used to happen regularly. So, je faisais du vélo tous les weekends. I went or I would go bike riding every weekend, or I used to go bike riding. Nous écoutions la radio le soir. We listened or we would listen to the radio in the evening. On allait au parc tous les samedis. We went or we would go to the park every Saturday. So these are regular actions in the past. And it is used to describe something that went on for a long time. And this is where the used to comes in. So vous habitiez à Paris. You used to live in Paris. Tu jouais au foot. You used to play football. Il parlait espagnol. They used to speak Spanish. So these are descriptions of things which were regular. So things that went on for a long time in the past. And lastly, it's used to describe something that you were doing when something else happened. So for example, je lisais un livre quand le téléphone a sonné. I was reading a book when the phone rang. So je lisais un livre, so that is in the imperfect tense. And le téléphone a sonné is in the perfect tense. So the first part is a long action. So you're reading the book. The telephone ringing is a very short action. Elle regardait la télé quand il a crié. So she was in the process of watching the television when he shouted. So the long action is the watching the television, and the shouting is the action which punctuates that longer action of watching the television. Nous dansions quand il est tombé par terre. We were dancing when he fell over. So we were dancing, and then that short action is when he fell. So that's the use. And the formation, it's straightforward for all verbs apart from être. So you take the nous form of the verb in the present tense. So for example, nous jouons. And then you take off the ONS and you're left with the stem. So that is the stem which stays the same for throughout the verb. And then you add your ending. So, je jouais, tu jouais, il jouait, on jouait, elle jouait, nous jouions, vous jouiez, il jouait. So your endings are AIS, AIS, AIT, 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 IONS, IEZ, AI, ENT. Avoir. So you take the nous form of the verb in the present tense. So it's nous avons. You have your stem, which is AV, and then you add your endings on. J'avais, tu avais, il avait, elle avait, on avait. Nous avions, vous aviez, ils avaient, elles avaient. Sorry, I'll just go back. So I had or I used to have, you had, you used to have, etc. Now, être is the only verb which is irregular. So you've got to be careful with this one. So your stem for être is EQT. So j'étais, tu étais, il était, elle était, on était. Nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient, elles étaient. So your endings are the same. Your stem is slightly different and it is irregular because obviously the new form of the verb of être in the present tense is nous sommes. So you can't use that as the stem. So the stem for être is EQT. So just be aware of that. It's a verb that you use a lot. So you probably come across it quite a lot. So that is just a reminder. So you take the new form of the verb in the present tense, you take off the ONS and add your ending. And if you click onto the document, there are some exercises on Quizlet that you can practice on. So to remind you of when you use it, it is a description of something in the past. It is used to describe something that used to happen regularly. And when you're talking about something that went on for a long time, and to describe something that you were doing when something else happened. So I hope that is useful for you.